Welcome back to our course Database Management System. So our today's topic of video is Introduction to Query Processing. So today we are going to discuss how query is being processed in case of a database. Till now we discussed about SQL, so we come to know that how to write a SQL query, but we didn't understand how exactly the query works or how query executes. What we are doing, just like that in case of a C++ or Java language, we are writing a code in a C++ or Java, then that code directly cannot be executed because that code is not recognized by your machine directly, because you are writing your code in a high level language and machine did not understand high level language. So in that case what you are going to do, you are going to convert this code into low level language so that it will be understandable by your machine and that code will be executed. Similarly, you are writing a SQL query, but have you seen that you are writing a query in a high level language? Whether that query is directly understandable by your database engine? No, your database engine will not understand your SQL query directly. So in that case what you need to do, you need to convert it into one form called as a relational algebra. So here we are going to discuss, or we are see how your query is going to be processed internally by your database. Till now we didn't bother about how your query is going to be processed by your database or your database engine. But now we are going to discuss and see how your query is being processed. What are the steps involved in a query processing by the database? So that we are going to discuss in this particular video. So now let's start query processing. Actually, query processing involves set of steps to transform your high level language query into a low level, or you can say relational algebra, or you can say that in such a form which is understandable by your database engine. Query processing is a process where you are convert your SQL query written in a high level language to a machine understandable, or you can say that database engine understandable form, so that your query will be executed. So again, in another way we can say that it's a process of transforming a high level query which is written in SQL into a correct and efficient execution plan expressed in a low level language. So query processing involves majorly three steps. Okay, query processing involves majorly three steps. So this is a particular diagram which demonstrates the complete flow of query processing. So first of all, you will write your query in a SQL, that is in the high level language. Then it is being given as an input to first step, that is parser and translation. So in this case you will find two components, one is a parsing and second one is a translation. So what exactly we are doing in the case of a parsing? Parsing means whatever the SQL query that you have written, so for that purpose you need to check whether the syntax of the query is correct or not. Suppose you are not writing spelling properly, so in that case you may face a problem of syntax error. So that syntax is being checked by the parser. Parser will generate a parse tree and then it will check the syntax of a given query which you have written. Suppose it is correct, then there is no issue, then it goes for translation. But suppose the syntax is not correct or any issue will be there will be error, so that parser will generate the error and that is been displayed to the user. So this is what a process of a parsing. In case of parsing, we are checking the syntax of the query, and suppose your syntax is correct, then what you will do, you will perform translation. So in translation, what is happening? In case of a translation, you are converting your query written in a SQL into a relational algebra expression. Relational algebra, we already discussed about it. We discussed about SQL, we discussed about relational algebra, we discussed about relational calculus. There is a relationship between relational algebra, relational calculus and the SQL. So in this case, your translator will translate your SQL query from high level language to a relational algebra expression. Then that relational algebra expression given as an input to the optimizer. Now what is the role of optimizer? What exactly optimizer will do? To explain this, I will give a simple example. What is optimization? Just imagine that you are going to your college from your home. So in order to reach to a college from your home, suppose two routes are available. So route 1 is going to take 10 minutes and route 2 is going to take 15 minutes. So in that case, which route you are going to select? Obviously I am going to select route 1. Why? Because it takes 10 minutes. So in that case, so that is a process of optimization. In case of optimization, you are selecting one of the better choice or efficient choice. Just like in this example, there are two routes are there in order to reach to college from your home. Route 1 will take 10 minutes and route 2 will take 15 minutes. So I will choose a route 1. Why? Because it takes less amount of time. In the same way, one query can be written in a multiple ways. So you need to find efficient way of executing a particular query, because one query can be executed and it can be written in a multiple ways. So you need to find a efficient way of executing that query so that your time will be saved. So in that case, resources may be a time, that resource may be a number of how much memory it required, so and so on. But major thing is what? Time. How much time does it take for execution of a query? It play a very important role. So optimizer is that component of a database which will decide what is the best choice or which is the best query evaluation plan that you can use to execute a query, because for single query n number of query evaluation plan can be generated. So here we'll see, suppose I have written this SQL query: select balance from account where balance is less than 2500. This is what a SQL query which I have written in a high level language. Now it is being parsed, there is no syntax error, and then it is being translated into relational algebra expression. So there are two relational algebra expressions can be generated for this. So this is relational algebra 1 and this is relational algebra expression 2, and then for this query evaluation plan can be generated. So here you can see there are two query evaluation plan. In plan 1, first of all we are performing selection operation and then we are performing projection operation, and in the second plan what we observe, first of all we are performing projection operation and then we are performing selection operation. Now let's take an example. In my account table 10,000 rows are there. Okay, in my table total 10,000 rows are there, and here what condition we are checking? Balance should be less than 2500. So out of this 10,000 account, there are only 500 accounts are there whose balance is less than 2500. Okay, so which query evaluation plan is more efficient, whether first one or second one? Now in this case what will happen? First of all you are performing condition. First of all you are just filtering. First of all you need to apply the condition over here. So what is condition? That balance is less than 2500. So you just get only 500 rows, and that from that 500 rows you are just fetching the balance. And in the second way, in second query evaluation plan, first of all you are just fetching the balance of all 10,000 rows. So in that case you are fetching 10,000 rows, but initially here you are fetching only 500 rows. So that is what a difference between this query evaluation plan 1 and query evaluation plan 2. In query evaluation plan 2 you are fetching 10,000, all 10,000 records, but only with single column, that is balance, and then we are applying condition that balance should be less than 2500. So if we compare plan 1 and plan 2, then I can say that plan 1 will take less amount of time and it will occupy less amount of memory. Why? Reason is very simple, because out of 10,000 we have just filtered out, we have just extracted only 500 rows in which we are interested. So in that case plan 1 is a better choice, which is more efficient way of executing a query. So this is what a role of optimizer. Optimizer will select one efficient query evaluation plan which we can use to perform operation on the database, and we can able to fetch the data from the database. So it is a role of optimizer. Optimizer will help us to select one efficient query plan out of the n number of plans generated for given query. So in this case my optimizer will select plan 1. Why? Because it takes less amount of time to fetch the data from the database. Then optimizer will take help of statistics about the data. So what is being stored in the statistics about the data? It actually is the metadata. So what do you mean by metadata? Metadata is nothing but a data about a data. So what kind of metadata is being stored over here? So here metadata means for account table, how many number of tuples are present in that table, how many attributes are there, what are the data types are there, how many users are there. So all these information will be stored in the statistics about the data, and that will be given as input to optimizer, so that optimizer can able to take a decision properly, because optimizer play a very important role. Optimizer has to select one efficient query plan out of n number of plans. Okay, and finally it gives one efficient plan. So in this case, optimizer will select plan 1 and given it as a execution plan. Then that execution plan will be given to evaluation engine, so which is a third step in query processing. As I told you that in case of query processing, there are 3 steps are there. First one is a parsing and translation, second one is optimization, and third one is evaluation engine. So what evaluation engine will do? Evaluation engine will take query evaluation plan which is generated by optimizer and make use of this plan in order to fetch data from the database. Query evaluation engine is responsible for making use of that query evaluation plan, apply it on a database, fetch the data and provided it to user. So this is how your query is being internally processed by your database. So it involves majorly 3 steps. One is a parsing and translation, second one is optimization, and third one is a evaluation engine. So what parser has done? Parser is responsible for checking the syntax of your query. Translator is responsible for converting your high level query to relational algebra. Then optimizer is responsible for selecting one efficient plan out of the many, and evaluation engine is responsible for making use of that plan, fire it on a database and fetch the data and provide it to user. So this is how the diagram which demonstrate the process of query processing. So I hope you understand the process of query processing, how query is being processed by your database. Now the next thing is that we want to discuss is what are the measures of query cost estimation, means what are the cost involved in that. I just talk about this. It can be measured in terms of a number of different resources. What kind of resources? One is a disk access, how much disk access is required for executing a particular query, and second one is a CPU time to execute a query, because optimizer will look into this 2 factors. One is a disk access, how much disk access is required to fetch that particular data, as well as how much time does it require to execute a query. And more accurate measure would be to estimate the number of seek operation performed. What do you mean by seek operation performed? It's a time required to access a particular disk location. That is what a seek operation. Then a number of block read and number of blocks are written. So these are the various factors that comes that you need to consider in case of a optimization. So these are the various factors that you need to consider. So majorly you need to focus on 2 things. One is a disk access and second one is a CPU time to execute a query. So I hope you understand how your query is being processed, what are the steps involved in that, and what are the measures of query cost estimation. Thank you.